Season 20 is filled with a ton of new content, and despite some of these leaks that have come out already, they aren't completely true. So in this video, I'll cover everything that's coming, and I want to give a special shout out to EA and Apex for giving me access to the new season. Let's get into it. Now, first things first, and what I think is one of the most important changes and one that I'm looking forward to is the ranked changes. And this isn't just a small change here or there. I would describe ranked as getting completely overhauled. First thing is they're resetting everyone to 1 RP. Now, that's right, RP, not LP. They're doing away with the whole ladder point system. Basically, if you played Apex in the earlier seasons, they referred to RP, which means ranked points, and this determined what rank bracket you would fall into. So in this season, they're going to focus way more on kills along with placement. Now, each elimination will be worth a certain amount of RP, and this will increase based on your placement. There will also be bonuses for when you eliminate a higher ranked player, and there will be no penalty for killing a lower ranked player. There's also going to be a totally new bonus where if you maintain a streak of top 5 placements, you will receive more RP. Now, this bonus is capped after a certain amount, and if you fail to reach it, it will just reset. Now, here are some features from the previous rank system that they're completely doing away with. First is this hidden MMR system. They realized this was not a good fit for Apex, and they saw a lot of our complaints. They're also doing away from the promotional trials, which were introduced in Season 19 and were not a huge hit. They really wanted to simplify the scoring system. So there's going to be a total revision of the match summary screen when you return back to the lobby. It will show actionable feedback, it will display your RP gained, and obviously the more you play, the more it will reflect your RP level. Also, entry costs will increase for each ranked tier. This is how it used to be. So gold will cost a certain amount, then platinum will cost a certain amount, so on and so forth. The matchmaking system is now based on your RP value. So it's not going to be completely like it was in the old days where most silvers would play against silvers. I mean, it's going to be very similar to that, but just keep in mind, in the early days of the new season, since everybody's getting a hard reset, it will be a little sporadic and chaotic. But once players move into the ranks that they actually belong in, matchmaking will be pretty tight. So what they want to do is matchmake most of the ranks with similar ranks. But here's the caveat. The matchmaker is focused on putting out a match essentially as quick as possible. So let's say you're silver. Yes, the matchmaker will try to find all other silver players, but if it can't, it will broaden that scope a little bit. So they might look for some low-level gold players or some high-level bronze players. And if they can't, they will expand further and further. So this will be dependent on what server you're playing on, time of day, how popular the new season is, etc. But for the most part, you should now be playing against the ranks that you are currently in, which is a huge W. I saw all of the complaints from last season and the season before, and you guys know how I felt about it, given all the videos I made about the rank system. But this system seems to be way more grounded in what we want, and I'm excited to see how it works. Now, another important factor is that kills will scale on placement. So closer to end game, kills will be worth more. So now players are going to have to decipher, is it worth taking a fight early game, or should we wait till the middle of the game? And then towards the end of the game, if they make it, they're going to have to figure out which team they should focus on and which team they should avoid. This brings the strategy and the more impactful play style back to ranked, and I'm excited to see it. And lastly, I know some people will ask this in the comments, so I just want to be clear. There's no special scoring for solo queue, despite a lot of players asking for it. Apex is also bringing back ranked splits, so there will be a split halfway through this season, and it should reset you, I believe, 1.5 ranked tiers. And they've also lowered the level in which you're allowed to play ranked down to level 20. This was changed, I think, in Season 17, where they made it so you had to be level 50, but yes, now it's going to be level 20, and hopefully this doesn't impact how many cheaters get into ranked, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see on this one. Now, you can still play with any ranked tier that you want to. So if you're in silver and your buddies are in platinum, just keep in mind, you're going to be going into their platinum lobbies now. They're not going to try to find this balance of platinum, gold, and silver. If you're playing with someone who's higher ranked than you, you're going to be brought into their lobbies. So it will make it a little bit more difficult if you're truly a silver player and you don't have the skills of a platinum player yet. But this could also benefit you if you get a slow start to the season and you are more like a platinum player, then playing against platinum while you're in silver won't be that big of a deal, especially since you should be able to rank up through silver quicker since there's different entry costs now. So overall, these are some great changes for ranked, and I know a lot of the pros and high-level content creators have been asking for that Season 13 Split 1 ranked system to return, and that is not what is happening here. But for the average and casual player, I think this ranked system is what most players will enjoy. I do also have to add, they did not mention any update to ranked rewards, so I have to assume ranked rewards will remain the same, which is a little disappointing for me. But that's not all. Apex is really changing up how the gameplay is going to work in Season 20. So first thing to know is that there's a totally new armor system. There's no longer going to be armors in the loot table. This means that the Evo armor that you spawn with is basically your armor for the game. Now there's a small caveat, but I'll cover that later. Basically, as you level up your armor in game, which there are naturally different ways to do this. You can of course still deal damage in order to level it up. There are new items called harvesters, and these are randomly placed around the map. If you interact with them, your whole team will upgrade. And then there's a higher tier item called caches. These are more rare, but if you find them, it will upgrade your armor a lot. Now you can also utilize your legend class role, which will also upgrade your armor. Things like survey beacons, ring consoles, etc. But one of the other main factors that is changing is that along with leveling up your armor, you will also level up your legend. And now you're going to have two critical decision-making points throughout the game. When your armor goes from white to blue, you'll be able to upgrade your legend. You'll have two choices to choose from. And then once you upgrade from blue to purple, you'll also have two different upgrades to choose from. Going from purple armor to red armor doesn't upgrade your legend, so it's really between blue and purple. Now these upgrades can vary widely, and I don't have a ton of details on exactly what they'll be yet, but there's going to be over 100 new ways to really change how the legends work together. Your core abilities will remain the same, but it will be able to augment the legend as you see fit. Other upgrades can enhance abilities, and certain upgrades will be new abilities. They really wanted it to be a dynamic gameplay experience. Now they're referring to the Evo armor more as something called shield cores. And I don't really know the distinction as to why they're doing this, but we got to talk about armor swaps. Now you can still armor swap in the game, but it's not going to be the same mechanic that we've been used to. So let's say you're starting with a blue armor at 75 HP. Well, when you want to swap to that purple armor, you'll basically get 25 additional HP as a temporary shield charge. You're not going to get the purple armor shield itself. So these will be temporary things, and I don't have a number on exactly how long they'll last. But this is definitely going to change up the gameplay pretty significantly. So it's not to say that armor swapping isn't still useful or a viable mechanic, because it will be. It's just something that won't last forever, and it will be something that we'll have to learn to adapt to. Now the legend upgrades will be confusing at first, and it'll take some time to figure out which upgrade's better than the other one. But just to give you an example, for Gibraltar, you may be faced with a decision to have a smaller bubble that lasts longer. Or for Mad Maggie, you could have her ultimate now be on fire, so a wrecking ball that is literally a fireball. There will be several different options to choose from, and it will enhance the game quite a lot. I don't have all of the details on what upgrade will be for each legend, but I will be sure to cover that more when the patch notes release. And as always, anytime there are a ton of leaks, there are also a ton of misconceptions. Some people are saying this perk system is just for pubs and not for ranked, and that is not true. This is a new gameplay mechanic. It should be featured in all game modes. I don't know if it will scale and be tailored different in the mixtape playlist, but definitely for the BR modes of ranked and public matches, this is how the game will be going forward. Now, there will also be a few different new modes that will be coming in Season 20. First is something called the Straight Shot BR mode. This is for fast-paced action. It's going to be on smaller maps, so basically sections of the BR maps. You'll get fully kitted weapons that you'll find on the ground loop. There'll be a total of 30 players, and the ring will come in about half the time, so roughly 10 minutes. There's no dropship. You'll be randomly dropped into a POI. Now, each weapon will range in variety, so basically from white to gold tier. And the only thing you can alter with the weapon is its sight. However, once the match is over, you and your squad can immediately queue into the next game from spectator mode and not have to go back into the lobby. This is a feature that I think Call of Duty has, and it's something that should make the game a little bit more engaging. It's not a groundbreaking change, but it's nice to see that they added something like this. They're also going to add a new mode called TDM Lockdown, which I think will be featured in the mixtape playlist. and then they will bring back 3 strikes towards the later half of the season. They created an exclusive mixtape map called Thunderdome. Now, this was a custom map. They're paying homage to Kings Canyon, but it is not the Thunderdome that we're used to from Kings Canyon. Basically, you're going to compete in front of a more live audience, and it will have that more Apex games feel. The map looked pretty cool, but I didn't get a great in-depth view of everything. The Apex Museum on World's Edge will be updated with new exhibits, and it will celebrate the game and the history of it. There'll be new displays, interactive kiosks, loot bins, jump towers, tridents have all been given a fresh look. They're going to be giant legend balloons throughout the map for the 5th year anniversary, along with some floating Apex blimps. Now, we didn't get any word on a new map or no significant updates to any of the maps, besides the anniversary makeover and the new exclusive mixtape map, but I would assume that a new map is in the works, but I'm just speculating here. Now, good news for all of you console players who play on the Xbox Series S or X or the PS5, they are upgrading to 120 FPS finally, and I know that will excite a lot of you players. There were no mentions of adjustments to aim assist or anything of that nature, but anybody who's playing on the new consoles, you will have a fresh new FPS update. Now, of course, since this is Apex 5th anniversary, they are once again bringing an anniversary collection event where the reward will be 150 heirloom shards. Basically, if you unlock all of the items in the collection event, you'll be able to choose which heirloom you want to unlock. Now, they're also going to give away 6 legends for free here: Seer, Fuse, Maggie, Rampart, Loba, and Valk. These are for players who don't have any or all of these legends unlocked, and all you have to do is complete the challenges during the season and you will unlock the legend permanently. They're also going to be giving out a new Wraith skin, a Flatline Reactive skin, which is the Season 4 Battle Pass recolor, new banners, stickers, etc. These will be free for completing challenges during the anniversary event, and I think we're all excited to finally see that Season 4 Flatline skin return. I do have some small other changes that I want to note. There's going to be a care package update. We didn't get specifics on that. A 30-30 and Hemlock nerf for sure, and it looks like from some of these gameplay screenshots that the Wingman will be returning to floor loot. Digital threats are no longer going to be able to be put on SMGs. They're only going to work on shotguns and pistols going forward. So this is definitely another nerf to Bangalore smokes and basically the whole can't see shit meta. The crafting system has also received an overhaul. They have removed materials and crafting is now free. Now you can only craft once per match per replicator, and all of the items in it are focused on healing items. So medkits, batteries, you can still get ammo, and you can craft banners. And basically it's an instantaneous crafting feature now. So yes, that means that weapons and any attachments that were circulating throughout the crafter are no longer going to be in it. And also all those players who are abusing the crafting in the zone, trying to get these higher ranks, I'm sorry, you're going to have to learn how to play the game like the rest of us, as you're only going to be able to use each replicator once per match. For the first half of the season, the map rotation will be Stormpoint, Olympus, and World's Edge. Now make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on future uploads where I'll cover the patch notes in an in-depth manner, and I'll also be providing a ton of tips and tricks on how to utilize this new perk system and how to rank up. Now, while we're all waiting for Season 20 to drop, make sure you check out 20 facts that only Apex veterans know. I covered it all in this video here. Thanks for watching. Peace.